The only thing, Dricus, just don't let your coach grab your dick no more.
Strickland Du Plessis versus Sean Strickland at UFC 297 in Toronto coming up. I'm going to be showing some clips, giving thoughts and breakdown, looking at what these fighters have said in the build-up to these fights, and how I think that'll all play out. Let's jump right into it.
Dricus is up next. How does your style match up to his, and how do you think he'll compare to Izzy?
Yeah, dude, Dricus is a tough motherfucker, dude. Look at this fucking guy, man. You know, fucking walk through Whitaker. Fucking tough guy.
So Sean starts with a very healthy assessment of Dricus is a very tough guy. He walks through Whitaker. If you guys haven't seen that, it is pretty impressive. One of the things I also thought was most interesting, and I'm not sure is being given enough weight here, is that right before the Dricus fight, Du Plessis actually had a nose, I don't know if reconstruction or some kind of nose surgery. For all of his UFC career up to that, he has not been able to breathe out of his nose. I'm not sure if you guys are aware of the difference between mouth breathing and nose breathing, but from an athletic performance standpoint, it's unbelievable. I'm not going to go too much into the science, but there is an enormous difference, and you will never see anyone competing at high-level athletics mouth breathing in their sports. You know, to build on that, he finished Whitaker in 7.5 minutes. Whitaker is no slouch at all. He's been an unbelievable middleweight, and I think that just shows the level of skill that Dricus has.
The guy came out short notice, beat one of the best to ever do it at middleweight, and he did it in spectacular fashion. Deserves all the respect that he's getting, and I think he's a tremendous fighter, and we're going to have one heck of a fight come 20th January.
Okay, so this next part from Dricus is pretty respectful, but stay tuned because it's going to get very disrespectful very soon. He gives the proper due respect to Sean Strickland, compliments him on the fight, how he walked through. He's a tough guy. He deserves all of this. It's interesting to watch this deteriorate.
You guys know me. I don't give a fuck about that belt. I just want to make motherfuckers bleed. And Dricus is the next one who's going to fucking bleed. I don't give a fuck. I don't care about this belt. The only thing I want to do is make this fucking man bleed.
Okay, so Sean's comments here about I just want to make people bleed, I don't give a shit about the belt. I think there's two different ways we could think about this. I'd love to start by hearing people like, I don't care about the belt, I just want to beat ass. However, for some reason in this case, I feel like Sean's kind of shying away from the belt. There was a lot of, not controversy necessarily, but people were very surprised that he beat Israel. I don't think anyone ever thought Sean would really be champion. I would be amazed to look back and see what the betting lines were on that fight before the fight. So I almost feel in a way that he's kind of preparing to lose the belt. Maybe I'm reading way too far into that. Let me know what you guys think. But you know, normally I like this stuff, but for some reason here, it's hitting different.
You are not world championship material. You won by fluke, and that's the one
I won by
the highest point
fluke, bro.
in your life.
Okay, so just like I mentioned earlier, these guys are very quick to change their tone. Now he's saying it was a fluke. Your win wasn't that impressive, so I love how quickly things can change.
I want my fucking walk through Izzy, and I'm gonna walk through you, you motherfucker.
You didn't even finish him. That's not walking
Calm down,
through somebody.
my brother, calm down.
You know how you walk through somebody? You knock them out. That you get the ref to say, stop, you are going to kill this man. You don't let a judge decide you're winning the fight. I make the choice if I'm winning
just understand.
All right, so this little interchange between Dricus and Sean, I really like it. My favorite part is probably how it ends with Dricus saying, you get a ref to stop the fight. That's how you walk through somebody. I mean, Sean was definitely game in that fight, but to say that he walked through Izzy and he's going to walk through Dricus, I just, you know, no disrespect to Sean, but I'm kind of getting like the bar, like he just seems like a guy who's talking at a bar, you know, where Dricus is kind of carrying himself more like a professional fighter.
I fucking walked through him while your bitch ass was icing a fucking ankle.
Like I said, that's the height of your career. You will always remember that fight.
Okay, so obviously things are starting to escalate, getting a little more chippy with each other, insults back and forth. And so Sean makes a jab here rather, where he's talking about how Dricus iced his ankle and he maybe passed up on a fight. I'm not fully aware, but I'm thinking what happened is perhaps Dricus was offered a title fight. he said no because he had some injury or whatever it was. And so they gave it to Sean, and he, of course, ended up to win the belt. This is not a unique situation. Champions have been made in other divisions historically exactly this way, where if you are ready on the night and you take the call, then you have a chance to change your life and make history. So, however, I say all that to say Sean Strickland's a wild man. He's, by his own claim, fight anyone on any given night. But when you're at the championship level, you really need to be careful, selective, and I think the most recent example that I think of is the Alexander Volkanovski Islam Makhachev fight. Volk should not have taken that on 10 days notice. He wanted to be incredible and do something incredible, but you're setting yourself up for potential failure if that doesn't go well. And when you're facing these top level guys, you need a full camp. You can't be dorking around. So the fact that he didn't take the fight, I actually think this is probably favorable for Dricus. But these guys come up with anything to try and insult the other man and question their mentality.
Go fuck your coach, you faggot. I'll finish you. Your coach will finish you in the back like you're fucking used to.
Okay, so Sean has done this a few times in the press conference where he'll make some kind of comment about Dricus's coach grabbing his crotch or them making out, or I have no idea. But it's really interesting because it's so schoolyard, right? This is the stuff you'd say on a playground. But in a professional fight lead up, I feel like it actually kind of makes Strickland look weaker. Like he's losing his composure. These insults are just kind of childish. And the best part, and you guys take note of this too, is look how unaffected that Dricus is by this stuff. I mean, the only reason these fighters say this kind of stuff is to get a rise out of the other guy, try and throw them off mentally off of their game. And the fact that he's unwavered, I think not only makes Sean look kind of silly, but it just bodes so well for Dricus. So let's keep watching.
Bro, you think your dad beat the shit out of you? Your dad doesn't have shit on me. Every childhood memory you have is going to come back. The one where you lie in bed at night where your dad comes in and he beats the shit.
Oh no. So Dricus responds in kind and starts talking about Sean's childhood. And just from the jump, this is such a more hurtful insult. I mean, when you just say like, oh, you're gay, like, it doesn't mean anything. It rolls right off the back. But when you say things that are true and that matter, and you can see Sean immediately, and there's some more stuff after this, but
I will take your fucking soul. You understand me, you fucking pussy?
And then it goes right back to like the childish, I'm gonna take your soul. And again, it's just when someone hits you with a good diss and you come back with that, you're like, you've lost twice.
See, I hit a nerve there.
Yeah, you fucking did hit a nerve, you fucking bitch. Go ice your fucking ankle, you fucking...
Just from a high level analytical perspective, when we think about emotions and the mentality, keeping composure, all this stuff is super important. And to see Sean so easily rattled, I think is not going to bode well in the fight. And Dricus, up to this point, his mentality seems bulletproof. Megan Levy asked some questions of Dricus based on, I wouldn't say the fallout, but the aftermath of this press conference.
Put out that tweet and talked about the reason that he was so triggered were for things that were brought up about his childhood. Did you have any understanding that saying that yesterday would have such a big impact on him today?
So normally I like Megan Levy, but God, man, the way she opens here is so feminine, and it just is like, what are you talking about? Did you think that it would hurt his feelings and blah, blah, blah? It's like, yeah, that's why he said it. We're about to fight. I'm trying to hurt this man and cut his mentality and make him question things. Like, this is weird. She missed the mark here.
It's a soft spot, a trigger for him, and now we're not allowed to say it. I mean, if you want to dish it out, you have to be able to take it. But yeah, the fact that he's triggered, I don't give a damn about that.
The appropriate response from Dricus, he doesn't give a crap about how Sean Strickland feels about what he said, and this is the fight business. You got to be able to take it and dish it. So that's how it goes.
Right now, he needs to get calm in his head. He needs to gain his composure. I know I'm not the champ yet, so I shouldn't be really giving the champ advice, but that would be my advice. Gather your composure. Be calm. You make mistakes when you're not calm.
So again, as Dricus is ending this interview here, we just see what a composed guy he is. And he has such a, what's the word? Just grounded. I think just a grounded mentality about all this stuff. And it's so important. I mean, in any endeavor, in any business, anything you want to do, if you want to succeed at a high level, you have to be really in control of your emotions and have a really grounded base like this. So the more I hear Dricus talk, the more confident I am that he's going to win. And
The fact that he's triggered only plays into my advantage. No, I can't believe how easy it was to mentally trigger him. Shows you how easily mentally he'll be broken.
Dricus says word for word, I cannot believe how easy it was to mentally trigger him. And the way that he says it too, it really feels like he's not even trying to, expose Sean in a way. It's just like he's reading a book. It's a matter of fact, which I think makes it all the more meaningful. See if you guys pick that up as well. Dricus caps with, this shows you how easily he will mentally be broken. And that is exactly what I've been trying to say. So I think Dricus and I at least are on the same page as far as that goes. What do you guys think? So while Strickland Du Plessis is the underdog, I'm actually picking him to win the fight. I think based on everything I've seen in the lead up to this fight, as well as his performance over Robert Whittaker in his last fight, he just seems like an unstoppable force right now. And there are questions about Strong Strickland's mentality and how he'll show up for this fight. Thank you guys so much for hanging in this long. If you've enjoyed the content, please like and subscribe so you can get more videos like this from me. And I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.